still have
Redevelopment and then joint. Well, hopefully somebody can check to see if Mr. Najarian's there. I don't want to assume that he's watching if he's here.
What joint is there?
One city council and
First, we're going to do redevelopment. We'll do redevelopment first.
on impact.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
Let's take a couple of minute recess and we'll be back.
Yeah, that's right.
I wrote in the Days of Verdugo Parade.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we're back, and I will call to order the Glendale Redevelopment Agency for July 19th, 2011. May we have a roll call for the Redevelopment Agency, please?
Agency members Friedman,
Here.
Najarian, Quintero,
Here.
Weaver,
Here.
Chair Manukian.
Here, can we have your report, please?
We also need a, this is for the redevelopment
Regular
agency. Yes,
redevelopment
certainly. The
agency.
agenda for the July 19, 2011 regular meeting, Glendale Redevelopment Agency, was posted on Thursday, July 14, 2011 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
What is next, please?
Next is the approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. The minutes will be approved as submitted. Next item, please.
Next item is oral communications.
I have a card.
Part
Herbert Milano.
submitted, same rules will apply as they did to the Housing Authority, oral communications of 5 minutes.
Mr. Milano.
Redevelopment Chair Manukian, members of the Redevelopment Agency and staff. My name is Herbert Milano. I will have a visual in a moment. It's an internet site in front of San Francisco. I want to say the following, that for at least since 2004,
Herbert.
Since 2004, I have been promoting a vision of Central Park that would serve as a true center for the city, that would bring the various diverse communities of the city together. The idea of a Central Park is somewhat similar to what we already have at Brand Park, except in the center of the city. And every time I go on a business trip, I take a look at their downtowns and see what these communities are doing. And then I come back to Glendale and look at our Central Park, and I see the missing opportunities that we have of what we can create. And back in 2004 and then 2005, during the election, many of the council candidates supported that vision, a vision that we could have a truly dynamic place. And this past week, I was at a week-long conference in San Francisco at the Moscone Center, and I happened by chance to walk across the street to Yerba Buena Gardens, and opened up to this amazingly beautiful Central Park, where there was a music event, and these were high school students playing Hispanic Latino music, and it was really quite an outstanding band. But the layout of the amphitheater was just an incredible thing to see, and how dynamic it was. Now, in a way, this park is about, I think it's about 2 acres overall, and there are waterfalls on one end. I don't know, I think it is on this end, and this is the Moscone Center here, Moscone Center south here, and it was just full all around here. These are the waterfalls. But this area is no bigger than what you find here in Central Park, and that could be available to you. And the reason why I brought this particular internet site for you to look at is that I am suggesting that before you proceed with additional development on Central Park, that you take a trip, a fact-finding trip at the city's expense, and take a look at the activity that is taking place during the summer at Yerba Buena Park and what it has done. Because if you think about it, the surrounding area that we have in Glendale is very close to what you find there. We don't have a convention center, even a moderately sized convention center like Pasadena does. But yet the areas right across from Central Park are kind of like ideally suited for precisely that type of activity. They have also done some pretty amazing things with regard to the way they laid this park, so you could see the church that is across the street, and we have a similar concept with regard to Holy Family Church as it extends across that area that is now part of the Armory. So if you imagine that the Armory were not there and that whole block could be a convention center, imagine the dynamics that you would create along with the Americana in having something like this in the central part of Glendale. We have a fantastic central library that could be used effectively also for art and other types of venues to bring those kinds of projects into the city. But you also have this area across Louise, and you have parking lots and buildings that are old that could be also dynamically used for other purposes and create for yourself a downtown that is more than just Americana, a downtown that really brings in commerce and activity. And because the trip to San Francisco is so inexpensive nowadays, you can do it in one day, I think it'll be worthwhile for the City Council to take an exploratory trip out there and see what Central Park could be. This is the vision that I've been trying to bring to you that I've seen in other places like Vancouver, Washington has it somewhat similar as well. And even in Pasadena at Veterans Park, with all the activities they have now in the summer, bringing the Levitt Pavilion concerts during the summer, another great event. But it is my suggestion that maybe the City Council and staff could take an exploratory trip out there and see what you could create with the kind of acreage we have here in downtown. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any comments or anything? Okay. What is next, please?
Next is agency member staff comments.
Yeah, I am also looking forward to that Central Park and what we can do with it. We're going to have a tremendous opportunity now when we begin to sort of master plan that area. Hopefully the private building there on the corner of Brand and Colorado will soon be brought into commercial use. But this is a chance to really create something unique and something different. And that doesn't mean that it has to be something expensive, but the idea of a sort of passive area that can be programmed for concerts and so forth. We're going to have the walkthrough to Brand. So I'm looking forward to it. It sure needs something, and it's needed something for many, many years. So this is going to be our opportunity to do something special in that area. And do we have any idea when it'll be coming back to us? Just to hold the library,
When we have money.
Well, the Phase 2 of the ARC came back to you a couple of weeks ago, but the entire master planning of that area, I'm not quite sure. Councilman Quintero will have to check on that.
Okay, yeah, we need to move it forward. I mean, especially to coordinate it with the Museum of Neon Art and the walkthrough. But it's begging for attention. I often sort of drive down that alley, and anyway, I'm ready to go, and I have a feeling the other council members are also.
Well, I'm on board. I think it's a great concept that's been talked about for a while, and I think it'll add a tremendous amenity to the downtown and create a great venue for events. And go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, and one more thing, and then unfortunately, that is in terms of the downtown and in terms of design, that armory isn't going anywhere, especially with the cutbacks and the budgets, which includes the National Guard. So unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with that armory for years to come. But that doesn't mean across the street that we can't do something that ties into the rest of the downtown.
Great. Any other comments?
Well, for what it's worth, I've talked about underground parking in the park there for more than a decade, but I haven't been able to get any traction. Now we don't have any money. We get the money, let's put it back on and do it.
Well, when we look at the master planning, I think we should include that in there.
What, the parking? Well,
master planning that whole area.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It has to go in hand with the
Right.
DiPietro's, what they're going to do on Bram, and we're going to do with the open space. All has to be cohesive.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Chairman, members of the redevelopment agency, there was a master plan that was put together by staff. It did include the concept of underground parking, and I believe that what has come back as Phase 2 of the ARC is something a little more minimal that will allow for that in the future.
In the future, yes.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, can I have a motion
So
to adjourn?
moved.
Second.
We are adjourned for the regular redevelopment agency meeting.
Joint.
On the second joint meeting.
I will call to order the July 19th, 2011